Welcome back to It Starts With $1, real talk about financial freedom. I'm Christa Cooper, and I'm here with Todd Wilson. He's the Chief Experience Officer with Dover Federal Credit Union. Todd, how are you?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing good. We are diving into a topic that so many people experience quietly: how to manage your payments when you're under financial stress. And money stress can feel very overwhelming. It can feel isolating and even a little scary. But the truth is you're not alone. So we're going to go through this. There are practical steps that you can take right now to regain that stability, right, and peace of mind. And your credit union is here to walk you through it. So let's get right into it in recognizing the signs of financial stress, because it isn't always loud, right? Sometimes it creeps up gradually. Right? You might start to feel it a little bit, but then it hits you, right? Before we talk solutions, can you help us identify some common signs that your financial situation might need some extra attention?
Yeah, I think you're spot on that it creeps up gradually. 6 out of 10 Americans experience some sort of financial stress, and 4 out of 10 Americans struggle making their payments. And the same goes for individuals in Delaware. So like you said, it can creep up on you gradually. So that can look like a few different things. The minimum payments are getting harder to manage. Bills are piling up and becoming harder to open. Your bank account balance hovers near zero more often than before, and you're constantly dipping in your savings month after month. If any of this sounds familiar, take a breath. This episode is exactly for you.
Yeah, and honestly, financial stress can have a way of making people feel embarrassed or like somehow they failed, when in reality, life happens, right? Costs go up, emergencies happen, jobs change, families grow, unexpected things come out of nowhere. The most important thing is to not ignore it, right? The sooner you acknowledge the stress, the sooner you can start taking small steps for bigger relief. Let's talk about a priority plan, right? Because when money gets tight, one of the most stressful questions is, what do I pay first? So Todd, tell us, is there a clear priority plan that we can follow?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like Maslow's needs, right? So number one, housing. We all need a roof over our head. So is your rent, is your mortgage paid? That should always be your top priority. After that, utilities, your electric, water, heat, the essentials that keep you safe and functioning. Groceries, food security is a major thing. So groceries and health essentials. Do you have money for your food, your medications, and your personal care? And then from there, I would say transportation, your car payment, the insurance, or the money that you use for public transit costs, especially if you rely on that to get back and forth to work. And then your minimum debt payment. So things such as credit cards, loans, anything where missing payments may cause penalties or damage your credit. After that, subscriptions, entertainment, non-essential shopping can be reduced or paused while you focus on getting through the season. Remember, this is about temporary prioritization, not forever.
And that last part is really important. Temporary, right? A lot of people hear the word budgets and immediately think deprivation or failure, but this isn't about punishment. It's about protecting the things that matter most while you get your footing again. It's almost like financial survival mode. You're making intentional choices so the future you can breathe a little easier. Well, this next part is super important. Todd, talk to us about talking to lenders sooner and not later, because I think the hardest first step is asking for help.
Absolutely. So at Dover Federal Credit Union, our mission goes beyond just opening that account or approving you for that loan. We want to see you win. We want to see you be successful, and we win when you win. So anytime that you're experiencing any hardship or financial stressor, reach out to us. We want to be there for you. We want to meet you where you're at. So give us a call early so we can discuss options like hardship payment plans, lower temporary payments, loan modifications, skip-a-pay programs, reduced interest or extended terms, or personalized financial counseling. It doesn't have to be a perfect conversation. Even something as simple as, hi, I'm experiencing financial stress and I'm worried about keeping up with payments. What options do you have that might help me right now? That can open a door to real relief. And remember, asking for help isn't a weakness. It's proactive, responsible, and smart.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, making that phone call is the hardest part. There's some anxiety around it. There's the fear of judgment. There's the fear of hearing no. But to your point, Todd, more often than not, the person on the other end of the line at at Dover Federal Credit Union wants to help you find a solution. So instead of thinking it as a conversation you want to avoid, you're advocating for yourself, you're protecting your future, and that is nothing to be embarrassed about. If anything, it's something to be proud of. Something that would help is budgeting. I could use some tips myself, Todd. So let's talk budgeting. Do we need one of those color-coded spreadsheets or perfect math? I mean, tell us, what are some practical steps that can help with budgeting?
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple to create a bare bones budget, right? It doesn't have to be that spreadsheet or, getting into any of these systems or signing up for different things. You can do this yourself and keep it very simple. So step one, I would say just track your spending for 1 week. That can give you a realistic picture of what you're spending and what you need to maintain just to cover your minimum finances. And from there, as you work through that spending, find some temporary cuts. Are there subscriptions that I can pause? Can I switch to some generic brands? Can I pack meals instead of eating out every day? Or can I carpool or reduce the driving that I do each and every day? Small changes add up, especially when you're trying to stabilize quickly.
And if you're listening right now thinking, I already know I should budget, but I still feel overwhelmed, you're not alone in that either. Sometimes the hardest part isn't knowing what to do. It's honestly having the energy to face the numbers when you're already feeling stressed out. So build a short-term survival plan. When things are tight, think in 30-day increments, not 6 months, not a year, just the next month. All right, Todd, so let's talk about the emotional side of money stress too, because money stress isn't just numbers. It can affect your sleep. It can affect your focus and your relationships. So what is something people don't hear enough of?
What you're feeling is valid, and you're allowed to ask for support, whether that's talking to a friend, a partner, or a counselor. They can all make a huge difference. Sometimes just saying the words, I'm overwhelmed, helps with the weight. And if you feel embarrassed, remember that financial stress is incredibly common. You're not falling behind. You're navigating a moment.
Yeah, and I've had moments like that too, where everything just feels like it's piling up at once. And it's easy to think you're the only one struggling, but you're really not. And your credit union is here to help. As a member of a credit union, you're not just an account number. You're an owner of this cooperative. So, Todd, how can Dover Federal Credit Union help support those that are going through these tough financial times?
Yeah, your credit union may be able to support you with hardship and payment relief programs, some free financial counseling, options to consolidate high-interest debt, low-cost loans designed to help members rebuild, skip-a-pay programs, budgeting tools in the mobile app, and referrals to trusted community partners. Again, if you're struggling, please reach out. The conversation is private and it's judgment-free. Our goal is simple: help you get back on steady ground.
I think a lot of people wait until things feel serious enough to ask for help, but you don't have to wait. That's what Dover Federal Credit Union is here for.
If you're going through financial stress right now, I want you to remember one thing. There is a path forward. You don't have to go through it alone. Your financial well-being matters to your credit union, to your community, and to us here on this podcast. Thank you for listening. If you found today's episode helpful, feel free to share it with someone who might need a little encouragement. Until then, take a breath, take things one step at a time, and know that support is always within reach.
Thanks, Todd. And to emphasize again, there is a path forward. You don't have to go through this alone. This has been a great conversation with Todd Wilson, Chief Experience Officer with Dover Federal Credit Union. It starts with $1. Real talk about financial freedom. Check out more information and listen again at doverfcu.com or wherever you get your podcasts.